Can you one-shot the final bosses in Brotato? This is what I've been doing for the last, I think, 7 months now, since November or October 2024. So, yeah, remember how I said that there are some things that I've been working on for a while, but they are so unlikely to happen that it just doesn't happen. This is one of those, and in theory, it sounds super duper simple. The problem is that you need certain things to happen, and if one of those doesn't happen, it fails. So for example, in one run, I had enough damage, but I just didn't get the Obliterator. Then another run, I got the Obliterator, but it didn't get cursed. And then in another run, which was the most frustrating one, I had everything, but I had an 80% crit chance. And out of the 2 hits that I did on the bosses, the first one crit, and the second didn't, so he survived. And the whole thing changed. That was a very sad day. Now, what is the insanely difficult part about that? The bosses, as far as I recall out of my head, but we'll see it because I have a mod installed that shows us the HP of the enemies that we know what we are dealing with, have 33,000 HP. That doesn't sound like that much, but if you think about it, range damage, you get 1 per level up, right? As in, if you select it on the level up menu here, you just get 1. Which is not a lot. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, it's not a lot, and that means you need a huge amount of it. And today I want to go for loud, so bonus enemies, with the thief daggers, which means we get bonus money if we crit kill them. And even without crit bonus, we already have 41% crit chance. So the goal here is get the fishhook, get the reroll reduction cost, get coupons, everything that makes stuff cheaper, and go wild with that. Now there are many characters that technically work with this, okay? A lot of characters have insane bonuses, like for example, the one that converts engineering into range damage, right? You can just hold off your shots, and before that you go for other things, and you just kill all of the enemies. Now, the issue there is, you can't touch the boss, right? So you can't go for turrets, for example, which wastes your engineering, but you could still do it with the minigun. Oh my god, yes. And then you sell the minigun and you go for... Let's go for the attack speed. You sell the minigun and you... Oh, wow. That is beautiful. And you just go for the Obliterator, wait for half the wave where you have to magically survive against 2 bosses that chase you, but it's possible, right? So the thing is, that my point is, I have a lot of things in my brain that could technically work, but nothing has worked so far. Yeah, not a single thing. That is also range damage, that is also range damage, let's take all of these. And the bigger issue is, because we know we want to go for range damage, it's a lot harder. Now, the thing is, melee damage has twice the scaling of range damage. As in, if you get a level up, you get 2 melee damage, but you only get 1 range damage. So the calculation of what weapon is the best is a little bit off, but the thing is, Obliterator has such an insane scaling, 15 times range damage, that nothing gets even close to that. Oh, we have to go for as much curse as well, by the way. This is another issue. So we don't grow our damage because we don't go for melee damage, but we need to get as much curse as possible that in the shop it goes crazy. You know what? I'll actually take the melee damage there. It's not exactly what we want to go for, but it's still a nice help, a nice bonus. Melee damage, critical chance, we have to get this up, so let's take it. Experience gain back, huge. So the characters that I did this first with were characters that had, for example, bonuses to range damage. Like the one arm, for example, right? That is actually a very good example, because you can just go for a ranged weapon already, then you scale up your range damage and you become very strong. But the thing is, the one arm doesn't really get a lot of material, right? Like, he doesn't have any bonuses economy-wise, and that means, yeah, while you will have a decent amount of damage, it's by far not enough. Just calculate the range damage you need on a normal weapon, even with a 15 times multiplier, divide the HP of the bosses by 15 to 33,000, and you'll realize, oh, I need like 1,000 range damage. Yeah, that's a little bit too much, okay? So you need percent damage. So what I also often did is, I went for loud here, and I went for the ghost axis, right? Because the ghost axis, ooh, I'll actually go for the range damage. The ghost axes give you percent damage, and this has been by far the best way. So far, like, it got the closest. It was the one that failed because of the missing crit. Let's also go for the cake, sure. The big issue is just that it's such a ginormous pain to do the entire thing. you know, you do it for such a long time, and then you get to the, like, closer to the boss. It is an exponential curve. So in the beginning, of course, you don't earn a lot, you know, and it's very slow. And then suddenly it starts kicking off the more items items you get, especially when you get certain red items that give you melee damage and range damage at the same time, because this means you can scale up the weapon that you currently use, as well as the future weapon that you want to have. But it's just such a... It's like, if you don't get the fish hook, it's pretty much GG. Now, what can still magically happen, and because I'm so desperate, it is one thing that I am also hoping for. You can just find a cursed Obliterator. It can just happen. So I never give up on these runs anymore. I just play them out because I'm hoping for something ridiculous that makes me win this. But the odds of that happening again, near zero. And if you already see this video, then oh boy, I can't wait to see how, like, this happened. That you got to see the video. Nice one, good. Don't really care about this, it would be a nice blast, but oh my god. Well, that would answer that, where, like, why, when, yeah, okay. Yeah, keep going with that, more damage, perfect. Oh, that would be insane, but we don't need that. Let's roll for locking. Okay. You know what, I lock all of these. Best case would be that nothing gets cursed. Worst case, we get at least one item, but if nothing gets cursed, we have 40% cursed chance. That was also one of the saddest moments. In one run, I had like 80 to 90% cursed chance. And like, I found an Obliterator, a red one, already red one, at wave, like after wave 18, okay? So there was only wave 19 after that. That means I had one chance to curse it, and I didn't even consider that I could fail because I had so much. It was probably 85%, okay? I go back in the shop after the wave, it's not cursed. I still bought it, you know, because it's a huge amount of multipliers, like it deals a ridiculous amount of damage, and I did like 27,000 damage to the bosses. Which, if it would have been doubled, which is very common that late in the game, even if it's just a 50% increase, that would have been enough to finish this entire challenge. But the game decided, nope, Dex keeps playing this, I'm not gonna give you an 85% chance, you don't deserve that. Let's go for crit here, that's very good. I need a little bit of armor, so let's take that. Nothing got cursed. Okay, 10% bonus damage because they will be at max HP is very important. I will go for the, like, I'll go for the entire shop, okay? Lives, yeah, nothing of this is so great. Well, we can't do that. We'll go for you, though. Okay, another Thief Dagger, good. I will not buy the things just that they don't appear anymore, because here it doesn't really matter. Minus 1% damage hurts a little bit, but we kind of have to be also defensive, right? Ooh, no. Like, optimally speaking, we wouldn't go for a single bit of armor, we wouldn't go for a single bit of HP, we just never get hit, and this way we can maximize the damage that we build up for the future. Realistically speaking, though, this will not happen, okay? Like, eventually there is just a hit of a dashing enemy, of a cursed enemy that survives, something that happens, and for this I need to be prepared, but I need to min-max this as much as possible, which is not really possible, right? Like, it could be that just a weak enemy hits you and you're like, oh god, I went way too much for armor, and then suddenly it's a dashing shark like that dude there, and it hits you for like 30 damage, and it's like, yep. Okay, all of the stuff that I got was not enough, even though it's exactly the same game. Just a different scenario. So in other words, yes, you need a lot, but the best way to get it is if you get the item that crit, hits, heal you, okay? That one is ridiculously insane. Or crit kills, I think it is, not crit hits. But yeah, that one is pretty much the best one we can get. We'll also go for a bit of lifesteal, range damage. Whenever we see it, we want to take it. Most of the times, good. More damage, perfect. I mean, like, don't mind me if I do. That's an 80% chance. Do you see that? How much this goes up from 62%. I will actually combine these two. You know what? Let's do it like this. We lose crit chance, but 80% chance to get material is kind of mental. Okay, can I just get some good things? Yeah, let's go for that. It's fine. That is range damage, but we are not that desperate yet. And I'll go for you because you deal like no damage at all. Okay. There should be a wave where we earn a stupid amount of money. The only problem is if you have less weapons, because we don't attack that fast and may also not one-shot certain enemies, that we just fall behind. Well, I wanted to say we want to have this egg hatch, because the dude that comes out of it can give a lot of material, and we have to min-max this as much as possible. Now, this doesn't mean I'll be like 100% greedy. The main issue is that sometimes I thought I'll not get anywhere close to the damage of the bosses that are required weird. And then I got the Obliterator and suddenly it was like, okay. Like, I was like 1000 or 2000 damage off. What is going on? So I don't want to gamble too much because I may lose a run that was already working out and for some reason I just didn't notice it. The main issue is that there are things like the small fish, right? That give you 10% bonus damage and other things that give you bonus damage on hit. And then I don't consider them. Even something like Giant's Belt is like, okay, how exactly does this work? Is this like after my damage or the moment I hit how much HP they have? And it's a little bit complicated. Not completely, right? It's kind of easy to understand actually. But there are multiple factors is what I'm trying to say. We just got our third bag. That is insane. Another Gentle Alien. Heal when you pick up material. -1 range damage, but I just want to have one of them. Okay, treasure map. Beautiful. That is a lot of range damage and crit, and we don't care about dodge, so that's really good. Range damage minus experience gain. Experience gain is painful. Yeah, I'll not take that. We can do this later. Oh my god, yes. We can curse that. More trees. Perfect. Please, my friend, you have a 40% chance. It got cursed. It got cursed. Now, the only issue is we don't really have a lot of bonus enemies, okay? So... Oh, we have a lot of bonus enemies, but we don't have, like, a lot of curse. Meaning, not a lot of the enemies will be cursed, which is also a good thing, because I can't deal with that. But it will still be a lot of bonus money, and still 10% bonus enemies. The issue is, it also gives the enemies 10% bonus HP. So, if our goal is to one-shot a boss, I don't know if the bosses are affected by that, but I would assume so. Then, this means the bonus that we get has to make up for that, and give us extras, right? Like, if we give the enemies 10% more HP, then the bonus money that we get out of it is just not supposed to give us 10% more damage. We want more than that, otherwise the purchase was a waste. So, how's it going? I'm getting a little bit concerned, but it looks like we can still deal with all of the enemies, man. These daggers are so much better than the ghost axes, I gotta say. With the ghost axes, so often I couldn't kill the enemies, and I had like a huge amount of enemies left, which is percent damage. With these ones, we kill everything because we have crit, which is nice. I will go for 1 melee damage right now. Now let's roll. Percent damage, perfect. +2, sadly not that great, but hey, it's still amazing. No. We have to look for the most insane things. That is honestly not bad. Do we go for the bait? That's bonus money, yeah. I mean, the problem is they are really strong. This is also a lot of bonus damage, and I think we get a decent amount of crate that it's worth it. And this one is also bonus damage, which we can't always trigger, but it's nice. Yeah. You already knew that I'll take that, right? Like, let's be honest. Like, this was not a question. This is like, it's me, right? Like I take these things. Let's combine you. Let's take this. Let's take this. We want to have the bonus luck because now it's bonus damage. And, it's only 100. 10 melee damage. We don't need that. I'm sorry. Do I care? Nah, I don't care. Do I care? It's so early, actually. Yeah, I care. Now, the good thing is we got the black flag before our horde waves. That... Okay, maybe I shouldn't do this in the future again. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't do this in the future again. We sadly got the black flag after wave 9, which is where a huge amount of enemies spawn. However, look at this. There are 2 upcoming horde waves with a ginormous amount of enemies, which also means I kind of want to bump up my armor again or get a form of healing that is a little bit more reliable. Again, crit kills, you know, heal us 1 HP, this would be insane because we kill so much. And the coolest thing about that is it allows you to walk through the enemies, because yes, you'll take damage, but then you just heal a lot because this means you hit way more enemies, right, and kill them. And how do we deal 200 damage right now? I guess just percent damage increases with guaranteed crits or borderline guaranteed crits. Nice. Okay. Let's kill all of these. This is getting very spicy, but you have to get used to that. If you don't go for things that remove or reduce the amount of damage you can get, then this is just how spicy it gets. We got 1.4k. You're horrible. Let's go for... Do we still need crit? We don't need crit on these, but... How do we do this? So I can keep these crit weapons, but like what is what is the crit on a normal weapon? It's definitely less than 100%. Okay, so we will still go for it. You know, because we want to go for the Obliterator, right? So we get the crit for the Obliterator and not for the current weapons that we have. Fish, nice, 20% bonus damage. That doesn't matter. It's fairly cheap though, so oh my god, yes. So I will take it out of the way. Wisdom? Wait, bump up your damage over the entire run. I just have to run away. Yeah, easier said than done. But still, I have also seen you a couple of times because... That is really good. But yeah, I think this is a good idea. Do not curse that. Do not waste my curse levels, okay? Please. It didn't do it, okay. You have earned 686, 513, 259. Oh my god, this is incredible. I need to get the other ones to red level stone. We may even stay at 5 of them, because otherwise it takes so long to upgrade the last one, right? Because you always need to get exactly the one that you need in the shop. And 5 are more than enough that we can kill all of the enemies. And it doesn't matter if we lose a little bit of crit, and since the Obliterator will take the last spot, that would be perfect. Like in the boss fight, I just have to be very careful that I have enough speed to run away from the dashing dude, because if our melee weapon then hits him and damages him, it's technically no longer a one-shot. Now, I am not so... how is it called? Stubborn or whatever you want to call it. If we deal damage to him, but then we deal enough damage with one shot that could have one-shot him, I honestly don't care, right? If he walks into, like, if we somehow get a turret because Dex was stupid, the turret deals 5 damage and we deal like 1 million damage to him and one-shot him, that still counts for me, because it's all about can we do it and not... It's a challenge that is tied to certain things, and if I don't do that, then I get sued, right? We got 2.2k material. Okay, well that was good. That was really good. More attack speed will help me out a lot. Then there was also a strategy I had, by the way, with multitasker. There could have been a lot of fun to go for this, but like the requirement that you need is just ridiculous. Another thief dagger. We just need another blue one and we are done. Come on, give me a blue one. Melee damage crit, yeah, I'll go for that. That's not the best one in there. We have so much max HP, I think we'll be fine. Gentle alien. Dude, what is this run actually? Oh my god, yes. So this pretty much means I don't want to change anything about this anymore. Like, I'll curse that. Yeah, I will definitely curse that. Oh my god, we are about to make so much money. It's a little bit annoying because it's so early, right? Like, I waste roll slots, but I think it's worth it. I could build up another Thief Dagger, but this is already a point where I don't even want to waste the money on it. And as long as one of our Thief Dagger kills the enemies, it doesn't matter. You're huge for range damage. We have only 18 range damage. Okay. Well, we are slowly getting there. You know, it's okay, you know what? I'll take that. I'll also... It's so early is the thing, and we have so much money, right? I just got armor, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, -1 range damage, but heal a little bit more. I think that's worth it. Now, please. Please. 40% curse chance. It got cursed! So in case you belong to this faction on YouTube that is like, Dex, I can't believe just how lucky you get. Like, I knew this will be insane. Like, the challenge is insane, maybe. But you get so lucky that makes it so easy and redundant. That's so silly. Change your perspective a little bit, okay? If you do a huge amount of runs because it always fails, which runs do you not get to see on YouTube? Well, obviously the bad ones, right? Because they failed. It's like in speedrunning, right? Like when you want to beat the world record, will you just do a random run and then will beat it and you upload that? No. At least if it's something that is competitive where a lot of people are playing it, right? So what you do instead is you do so many runs until eventually one works out. Now what does this works out actually mean? This means you must have gotten ridiculously lucky at one point. If this is maybe an RNG sequence, you know, and usually this takes like 10 or 20 tries, and you got super lucky, it happened on the third one, for example, right? So you see this as a viewer and you're like, how are you so ridiculously lucky? Of course you did it if you get this lucky. But the reality is, no, they were just like, oh my god, yes, that is amazing. The reality is there were just a gajillion of runs that happened, and the one that worked out is the one that you put on YouTube. Okay. I don't actually know if I want to curse that. I know this sounds ridiculous. Okay, we'll curse it. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually not really sure. Damage, yes. More armor, good. If I lose HP, that's perfect. Wait, is this the run? I mean, this run has been insane the entire time long, don't get me wrong, but now we are at a moment where I could actually say, holy moly, it's working out. Let's not curse you. Hot wave. Now, the most important thing is... No, I need to find an Obliterator. So, if we deal the bonus damage on hit, and this is calculated within the hit itself, and we have the small fish to deal a lot of bonus damage, do you know now what I mean? Like, I no longer know the requirement, the exact requirement of how much damage I need, but I guess the best way to do this is I just go for as much range damage as possible. And do you notice our healing, by the way? I have heavily reduced our HP, or at least we were like at 120 at one point, and now we just like heal immediately the moment we get hit by something. So this means I no longer want to go for any defensive stats. I may even reduce my armor a bit because this is a hot wave and we are demolishing them, not getting hit at all. But the problem is still elites, right? We have one elite fight incoming, and if it's a difficult one, I need to be careful, because right now a lot of the healing happens because we kill enemies, and there won't be a lot of enemies. Now, I need a lot of chests here, and I hope we get a ridiculously insane item, but we need something that bumps up our range damage like stupid. If we take a look at our range, 2.6k. If we take a look at our range damage right now, it's only at 18. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad. Both these are really bad. Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, 3 range damage is good, but that's horribly low. Okay, let's roll a little bit for range damage, please. That's not range damage, my friends. Range damage, okay, I need to... 19%. Do I care about this? Why did I lock you? It's 8% critical strike chance. Yeah, this will max it out. Also makes me insanely tanky. Ah, sure. It's not perfect, you know. This is good because... yeah, it's not bad. It's the simple answer. Nice price, by the way, my friend. Let's roll. Crit chance, we don't need that. More enemies is more money. We don't need that, right? Yeah, we have more than enough. Because the weapon also has a base crit, the Obliterator. 3%. I mean, sure. Crit hits kill... crit hits kill you, yeah. Crit kills heal you. Come on. I need something insane here. This entire run looks ridiculously insane, right? You'll be like, oh my god, that's so insane. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. The most important thing is missing. Okay, I mean, we have all of the little dudes there. Here. 2 range damage, nice. Man, this is so much harder to scale this up if you don't have the Ghost Axe. That is 30% damage. Honestly, not even that much, but it's kind of nice. Okay, that's good. Mouse. We'll take that. Please don't get cursed. Please don't get cursed. Please don't get cursed. It got cursed. It's fine. So here will be 2 of the little gremlins that drop a chest because I bought the item. That means I have to look out for them, because usually when the masses spawn, I don't pay that much attention to it anymore. But yeah, I have to keep that in mind. Nice, we got our first chest. And we want to kill them towards the end of the stage, because every chest you pick up reduces the chance that, like, another chest is being dropped. So first we want to get rid of the trees and kill a bunch of enemies for the chance to get a chest. And then we will just go for the dudes that run around with the crates there. Okay, there's one of them. I hope I didn't kill the other one. Cool. He just walked into me and died. That's amazing. That's incredible. I have a very bad feeling that this will not be enough. You know what? Maybe I should just upload this video regardless, because then you finally get to see what actually goes on right now, like what I'm doing, and you have a reference point to the future. Think about how insane this run was. If this is not enough, then what do you need to make this work, right? It's like, what is the actual requirement behind this? I need a little bit of speed to run away from the bosses. Nice, we got my lifesteal, that's cool. 10% damage, sure, why not? Oh my god, 4 additional loot aliens. Do I go for the harvesting? Yeah, we don't really need melee damage, and we have a lot of damage either way. Okay, experience gain is good for range damage, but not really what I'm looking for. This sounds insane, but to trigger this, we already need to hit the enemy once, so it doesn't matter. Okay, bonus experience gain, nice. I'll just get this out of the way. Like it keeps showing up. Percent damage, beautiful. Crown just doesn't do anything on us. Okay, adrenaline, I will also get this out of the way. Graken, totally useless. Whistle is kind of good though. Okay, I need to find an Obliterator. No, I'll not take that. We just don't need it is the thing. Wait, there are sort options. Sort by quantity, sort by rarity, defaults. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is amazing. It puts them together. This is so good! Who did this? Which mod is this? I'm praising you, that's insane! So this is quantity, this is rarity. If I now do quantity, I wonder if it keeps the rarity in there because this was the last sword. No, of course it doesn't, right? Because the quantity overrides the rarity, yeah. But I think the quantity is sorted by rarity. Do you see that? We have 4 of them, so they are here. Then we have 3 of them, and they are ahead of these 3. So this is automatically sorted first by quantity, no, first by rarity, and then by quantity. Okay, I just realized, depending on how you're used to sorting, that didn't make sense or made sense to you. But for example, in Excel, you can first make one filter, and then you make the second filter. And the second filter is the dominant one, right? Because it does it last, but first you filter them how you wanted them. So the next time it will get filtered, it's already in that order, but overwritten by the new rule, but it's still different. But if you view it the other way around, that the one that is done first has the highest priority, then what I just said makes no sense to you. But that is what I mean. The last one that I named is the one that has the highest priority, which is the quantity, but first it does the rarity. I think I already got all of the crates because we have 5 of them. That also means I'll not get a 6th one out of the 3 here. Yeah. It's just so unlikely at this point because it's divided by 6, the odds. So it's pretty much a 3% chance multiplied by our luck. We have 6 crates. We have 7 crates. I just got one out of the 3. Okay, I mean, sure, you can do that. That's totally fine. We only have a few waves left. This is really where I need to get my stuff. I will actually take that because it's bonus. This would have been so insane ages ago. Okay, spyglass. And of course we take that right now. Okay, bonus damage, nice. Speed, range, this is fine, I guess. We need to find range damage though, and maybe in a little bit of a higher level, you know? Yeah, cool. Okay, red, range damage. Red, range damage. Come on. Where is it? Dude. Don't make me lose all of my money. Is this a meme? Hallo? Hallo? Bist du dumm? I lost so much money. Oh, cool. 25% damage against bosses and elites. No! No! You're the wrong one! You're the wrong one! No! I think I will take this. Because it's curse, right? And more curse means more cursed enemies. Which means our black flag gives us more money. This would be insane, but it does make a difference. Is it actually stronger? No, it does make a difference. It doesn't matter, Dex. Don't waste money. That's so stupid. I guess I could have went for blue one. Then I just have the sell value, buy that, and I save money, actually. Yeah, okay, this is getting ridiculous. I'm not gonna buy these items that are so bad. 50% experience gain, we have enough. I don't need that. Are you kidding me? What is my luck? Like, listen, what is this Dex luck? You give me these insane things. I just need an Obliterator. Oh, this is so stupid. Okay, that's 50% bonus experience and it scales up. But like, this is so ridiculous because I'll not see the Obliterator. You'll see it. It's not there. It doesn't exist. Okay, I need to take that right now because it's already so late. But that's one of the things you want to have early on. I still can't believe that I just got the cursed chain gun, which is a legendary item. You know, but Obliterator doesn't exist. HP. What is going on? Did I give the enemies... No, I only gave them bonus HP, right? I didn't give them bonus damage. Or did I also get... I think I got the peacock, right? So they deal more damage. Yeah, Dex is a smarty pants, you know. Actually, it's fine because, like, we are not at a risk of dying. I was just really careless in the beginning of this. I need to find Obliterator, though. This is so important to us. Because the multipliers are mental. We also have the bonus damage from the small fish. We have the bonus damage from the silver bullet that deals 25% bonus damage to bosses. We have the giant's belt. So there are so many damage multipliers in there that deal bonus damage where we don't need to get the number that you need when you calculate it out. And yes, I did that. Like, I think a normal, like a laser gun or so would require like 2700 range damage if you have, I think, 1000% damage. So that's a little bit like ridiculous, you know, just a little bit. Damage, nice. You know what? You're so much money, I don't care. I'll sell that. Range damage. We have enough crit chance. Yeah, we have more than enough crit chance. Range damage. I can also take the luck because that means we see more rare things, which is kind of important, right? Range damage, good. I could go for a bit of harvesting, but I don't care at this point. The good thing is, reroll costs are heavily reduced. Seriously? There's range damage. That's what we are waiting for. Now, what do we need here? Sure. I usually never take that, but sure. That's, you know what? That is so much bonus damage. Now I can also go for lifesteal. That's funny. Oh, wow. Dude, what is this run, right? Let me Google something. So the base value of this is 600%, which we can also see with the curse strength, right? The highest is 110% there. How much damage would this be? Wait, let me math this out. Okay, so here's the biggest issue. I tried to math this out. We have 2 of the small fish, right? Okay, sword option, rarity. We go down here. Where are the small fish? Yeah, we have 2 of them. So we deal 20% bonus damage. Then we also have 25% bonus damage. And the last one is the giant spell. Now the real question is, how is the giant spell calculated? Because technically speaking, that is my damage, right? It's not just it removes the HP, I think, right? Because it's affected by all of the other bonuses usually. So my assumption is it's affected by the small fish, because at the moment of the first hit, when we trigger the giant spell, the boss is still at full HP, and it should also be increased by 25%. In other words, if my calculation is right, then this weapon here should deal 25,100 damage. And I will do something I don't usually do. For science, we will save the run right now, that I can go back to this point, and we will test out this weapon on the boss. Now first we have to see how much HP the boss has. 36,595? Why is it so much? That's more than the bosses. I must have something wrong. Who increases the HP of the bosses more than just the flag? Because there's even only 5%. That's huh? I really hope right now that I bought the item that temporarily gives the enemies more HP, because otherwise my calculation is wrong. Wait, but how much did you have? 36, let's just say 36,500, okay? So with my calculation, our laser gun should deal 25,096 to the boss. Okay, I had to reset because there were too many enemies around. 15,000? Wait, that doesn't make any sense. So without the giant spell, we deal 14,600 damage. The boss has armor, doesn't he? No, he doesn't have armor. What am I missing? So the weird thing right now is, a normal hit of us deals 9,795 damage. With the giant spell, 19%, this should be 16,700 damage. That is more than the amount of damage that we just did, which implies the boss has armor. But here it says the boss doesn't have armor. Like, it just doesn't have it. And you see, the problem is, if we would have been at 25,000 damage, I can easily get the range damage up. But with this amount, 15,000, I need to double my range damage. And you see what the biggest issue in the whole thing is? I do not understand why. I do not understand how this was, like, why is this so wrong? So just for reference, the small fish and the silver bullet alone would get to 14,690 damage. So how did we only deal 15,000 something? That is without the giant spell. How? We 100% crit, that is not the problem, but it's not enough, we can't go for that. But how? Oh my god, yes. Right? Like, what is the reason behind that? I don't understand it. Man, this would have been an easy way to do the entire thing, and now I'm really sad. Because this was like, it was presented on a platter. And this could have been the game, and now we have to rely on finding that thing. The Obliterator. Well, it's fine. It looks good, but it doesn't do anything. What do I need? I should have maybe taken the percent damage there. I'm a little bit out of it right now, because I'm still considering, like, what happened there that went so wrong? That is 16% bonus damage, that is a lot. We don't need the bounces, we definitely do not want to have the bounces. 10% bonus damage, sure. Range damage, perfect. I would say time to destroy the boss. Where is he? Dude, I will nuke you. Never mind. Huh. Did you notice something? We did 1000 damage with our attacks there. But Giant Spelled should take away 20% of his HP. So if he has 35,000 HP, 36,000 HP, how was this so little? Like, how was our attack so low? Wait a second, something... what am I missing? Something doesn't add up there at all. 20% of 36,000 is that divided by 5 is alone 7,000 damage. So if we only deal 1,000 damage on the boss, or whatever it was, I probably saw it a bit wrong, but I know it wasn't high. What is going on with the Giant Spelled? Is the Giant Spell just dead? Doesn't it count? Does it only count at Endless? That doesn't make any sense. No, but something is going on, and I want these to hatch, because when you kill them, they sometimes give you a ridiculous amount of money. Okay, there we go. Quick. I'm so confused still. So do I just pretend we don't have Giant Spelled or what? Yeah, I guess I have to do that. Okay, Coil Nicer was the last one. Trees. Here's the issue. We have to find the Obliterator right now, and if we don't find that, it's just game over. I'll take that now that it's out of the way, because that means we see more in the shop. I need to go for range damage here, perfect. Here we will also go for range damage, perfect. Then, what do we go for next? Well, yeah, let's go for the luck. Yeah, you got cursed, no. No, I will find the Obliterator. I have to find the Obliterator. We have 0 pity chance. Okay, well, that's cool. That is amazing. That's just incredible. I kind of hate that we got it this early. The main issue is if we do not get the curse, this is game over. Okay, more percent damage. I mean, I guess sure. 15% minus 1 range damage wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it. Actually, we could have checked out if it went up or not. I didn't, but you can go back and check it out. Not worth it. Yes, huge. Okay, like at this point, I really have no idea if we have enough damage or not. Because it's so wonky and weird. And I would have loved to have one wave with this dude. But now it's wave 19. Okay, we have a 71% chance to curse. This is borderline guaranteed to be cursed. Do I gamble on this? It's so much, but it's still a 71% chance for you. No, you will curse this. Something got cursed. I'm sorry, how is this a 101% curse strength? No, that's not true. The maximum you can get on this is 42%. How is 101% the middle field? Like, this is exactly 50%. So how is it 101%? What? No, it's not 50%. It's a little bit more than that, right? It's like 55% or so, or 60%. Whatever it is, it's not the value that it shows there. Now, here's the thing. The Obliterator has to be cursed, that's a given. And on top of that, the Obliterator needs to have a good curse level. Not some bogus stuff like this where it says 100%, in reality it's like 55%. How much is it exactly? 20%, 5% of that is 1. Yeah, so it's 55%. That's bogus. I can tell you this is guaranteed false. Maybe it's right in the game files and they just messed something up, you know, that like the last, I don't know, 10% are the real exponential scalars, that you don't get them often, but that wouldn't make any sense, that's silly. I don't like that. But now we are hoping. Obliterator, you need to obliterate. Because I do not have max crit, but if my weapon hits the enemy, I'll be so sad. I know I said I don't care if I just hit the enemy myself and one-shot him, but I would be sad. Oh, and this also means if he falls below 75% HP, then we don't deal the bonus damage anymore. And it deals less damage with the Giant Spell. I can't hit the boss. I take damage per second, so this is pointless. We can't go for that. Okay, another small... Did we just get 2 of them? I think we just got 2 of them at the same time. No. Oh, I misclicked. That could also be... I got horrible items. I will go for the crit chance here. With one simple reason. We already have more than 100%. That was useless. Okay, never mind. No, wait. Because if I sell all of my weapons here to make sure that only our Obliterator can hit a boss, then we will lose 15% crit chance, right? Yeah, that was smart. Smart decks, good. I mean... this must be enough. There is no way this is not enough. It's just impossible. There is no way it's not enough. This is not even a red one. This is a purple one. 2.3 times crit though. I just need to find another one now. I don't even need to. This should be enough. I'm so scared because we have seen wrong numbers already. Do the bosses have armor? It doesn't say that the bosses have armor. But do I try? Yeah, great. That's like super early that you appeared. Yeah, it doesn't say that. Bonus damage, small fish again. I think we got this. I could be wrong, for sure. Okay, that's kind of funny, you know. But if the purple one alone is enough, just imagine if we would have had a red one. I'm so... right now. Because I can see the finishing lines. I can see them. Stop that, man. We don't need that, by the way. Our pierce damage is always maximum. So this doesn't do anything. Even one range damage makes a ginormous difference, by the way. Come on, give me range damage. Luck is also okay. We're about to hit 20,000 damage. Oh my god, we got the 20,000 damage. I don't think this was needed. But... 29,861 damage. Yeah, okay, funny. Now that I have the weapon, it constantly shows up. Really funny. Really, do you understand the torture that I went through to get to this point? I don't think you can understand that. I've been doing... oh my god, if this is not enough because something stupid happens... yeah, that's wasteful. It's like, right, that's useless. 3 range damage, 30,900, 31,800. You know what? I'll actually buy that. We'll just continue in Endless with one weapon. We don't need more than that, right? Yeah, sure, let's do it. I don't think this will last very long. We could go for speed here, but it doesn't matter all too much. Range damage, 32,000. Dude, we almost have the damage required to one-shot the bosses with one singular weapon. We have it. Okay, the thing is, they should have more HP, 36,500, because of the 10% bonus, but without that, we would have enough. I think the range damage is better, right? Can I buy both of them? No. Yeah, let's go for the range damage. That barely did anything. Okay, moment of truth, guys. Now, the good thing is we can pierce and it's not a problem. I wished I could slow down the game because I want to check out certain things. There's the projectile. You did 200,000 damage? Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna math that out. I think with that much damage, we know for a fact that we have enough damage to defeat the bosses in one shot. Okay, yeah, we got a bunch of small fishes, right? I'm dying. I'm literally dying. Okay. Why? We killed the bosses. I mean, sure, let's retry it again because we just want to see them getting one-shot, huh? Yep, nice. 197,000 damage. Do you understand how overkill that is? Okay, this run was mental. Like, this was just insane. And honestly, the whole journey of this entire thing was just to get to this point. It's not that we win wave 20. Okay, I'm a little bit stubborn now. I just want to see this again and again. I don't even care about winning this wave. Wait a second, didn't they change it that if you kill the bosses, it already counts as completed? Because usually, if you don't play on Endless, it stops the moment you kill the bosses. Yeah. Wait, that is so weird. And again. Where are they? Bam. Where are you? Okay, come on. No. Bam. Even after all of the pierces. I mean, I don't lose damage by piercing, right? But I would say this was a ginormous amount of fun. I still can't believe it, just how much we overshot that now. Not only that it worked out, and you may have noticed a very big part of this was to get the Obliterator curse, which is the thing that has always failed for me. So if this would have worked out earlier, I could have done this like ages ago already. But yeah, that was, that is... Wow, I'm honestly blown away just by how much damage we have reached. And I also had so much fun with this because it was more of a challenge type, right? Where we had to tinker around and not the usual, okay, we'll play Brotato, we'll do something broken. Then we go into Endless and just everything dies all the time and Dex is the narrator. You know, one thing I want to do is... I want these guys to be next to each other.
Double kill!
So that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, then don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like. See ya the next time.